Hi, this is Lauren Hunter, founder and editor of Church Tech Today. Welcome to today's Tech. Today we have Canon on video with us. Tim Smith is one of the senior advisors for TV and film for Canon. Welcome, Tim. Thank you for being on the video with us today.
My pleasure.
So tell us just a little bit, Tim. Our audience has lots of variety of church executives, worship leaders, technology experts in the IT section, and software and video. But video is a really huge topic for churches right now. We just wrote an article the other day about is video better for sermons than live preaching? And it stirred up a little bit of a firestorm because, of course, as you would imagine, there's a few debates about that. But we are so excited to have Canon as a part of our sponsor group with Church Tech Today, and we want to hear about what you guys have going on and what solutions for the church market you offer.
We kind of run the table on solutions from our C700, which is our broadcast camera. It's a $35,000 camera that you would see used on television and films that win Academy Awards. And some environments need that. And some environments need smaller. It depends on the budget. We really run the gamut with key cameras. I'd say the key cameras for that market right now are the C700, a product called the ME200, and we're just introducing this week or shipping very soon this new XF400 and XF405, of which I actually have one. But,
ooh,
yeah, it's fun. It's the first time I got it too. So I guess
it looks pretty lightweight and compact.
It is. It's very small, but it's a real powerful package because it's delivering a 4K signal. It also records an HD signal and a 2K signal. It's a 1-inch sensor. Now, what that technically means is that it's a bigger sensor than you would see in an average video camera, which is what gives us that sort of cinematic look, that shallow depth of field or that blurred, soft background. The production value. So right now we're looking at you. All those books are perfectly sharp because it's a very small sensor in your laptop, I assume, and everything looks very video-y. I think that all markets, whether it's the house of worship market or just regular entertainment, has now gotten used to more production value. The article you mentioned is interesting. I think that our attention span has now been cultivated for production value, for Hollywood, no matter what it is we're absorbing. We see it in reality television shows now, which never cared about depth of field before. News stories, everybody's looking for that sort of cinematic look. And it isn't a better way to tell a story or to draw the eye of who you're trying to talk to. So the larger sensors are playing big into this.
Wow. So what we're curious about is how many churches does Canon work with on video cameras and sell products to them? You know that there's mega churches and multi-site churches are a huge thing right now, from 20,000 people in one facility like a Willow Creek or Saddleback, which is in Los Angeles near you guys, to multi-site where the stream is going either on delayed or even live to multiple sites on one particular Sunday morning, or every event that they do. Can you speak to that kind of phenomenon in the church market?
We're first of all, we're very involved in the church market. We have a group devoted strictly to selling into and trying to deal with particular needs of the church market. You're different. Like my title says, film and television production. So I go into a TV show which is staffed with union members and professionals. That's different than going into a church, which is trying to create as close a look to that as they can with members and volunteers. So some of the things we do is the way we structure our cameras. You tend to see some automatic buttons, or one thing that we call it a My Menu function. Some of these cameras that can be very complicated because they're very sophisticated cameras can be set up where you just lock in the basic functions that are needed for the basic task that you're trying to do. And that task, though, could be the same as going to a Bruce Springsteen concert. I mean, when you've got 20,000 people sitting down, the content doesn't really change how you have to deal with that. But when you have not a non-professional, but someone without extensive training running the camera, then that also has to be taken into consideration. So all of our cameras are very flexible that way. They're very easy to use. Just about all the cameras that I mentioned go from what we would call kind of a pedestal situation, which could be a big long lens like our 50-1000, which in an arena style church or event could zoom in on a head and shoulders from the back of the place to get that shot. Or they can be brought down to about a 7-pound camera on your shoulder with a small light lens that you could use for interviews or just close-up stuff. Or you can go all the way into something like this, which could be used from anything from this interview situation with a higher quality camera to anything in the field. It's easy, it's lightweight, and it's very high quality picture. This one can go to full automatic, full autofocus, even a thing called face detection, which means that you just find the face, and when it moves, focus moves with it. You just have to keep it pointed in the right direction.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And you know what's really cool? Just as we were getting ready for this call, Tim, you shared the price point on that camera that you're holding there. Can you speak to that?
Right, there's two flavors of the camera. So there's one called an XF400 and one called a 405, and there's a subtle difference between the two. One has a 3G output, which if you're going to be going into a 4K system, you might need that. If you don't, then you don't. So we're targeting, there's a $500 difference, so you go from $3,000 to $3,500. So they're really affordable, high quality cameras.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we also offer another one called an ME200, which is about $5,000 as well, which doesn't record. It's just a box camera, but I don't mean but I mean it's a very simple situation that can be built out, popped into cranes, mounted anywhere. Very high quality image in a simple box. Not even a viewfinder, just a very simple square box that holds the lens and puts out a high quality image. That's been also pretty popular because there's so many different things you can do with it.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you, Tim, so much for your time. Thank you for just sharing a little bit more with our audience about what Canon provides for the house of worship or church market, as it's called. We're so thankful for these amazing cameras that you've helped have input into, and I know many churches are so grateful for these high-quality products to help produce excellent sermons and share the word of God with people all over the country, all over the world. It's just amazing what video can do. So we thank you for your part in that. Thanks so much, Tim.
Don't be afraid of the technology. We'll be there for you.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Thank you.